Welcome back, artists. So today we're going to continue our work on our bits and pieces clay building. So the first step is to take your project out of the Ziploc bag. It might get stuck to the bottom, so you're going to want to be careful. And I suggest that you keep your project on your Ziploc bag, so that'll make it easier for it to move, and it also won't get stuck to the table while you're building. The other thing you're going to want to make sure you have is a container for water and your wooden stylus. And then finally, your extra clay. So remember, your job is to keep track of your clay and keep it moist, so you want to make sure this is closed. Our goals for this assignment is to spend about 2 hours. So 4 30-minute sessions if possible, or longer to complete the building. You want to incorporate 5 different patterns, and you want to work on changing the size, this profile of your piece. So today I'm going to grab some more clay, and I'm going to keep this in a clump for when I need it next. I'm going to move this out of the way so that I can begin to roll a coil. Again, I start in my hands, and then once I get a little bit larger, I move on to the table. You want to use soft pressure, and you want to make sure that you are rolling from the fingertips to the palm of your hand. So nice big arms. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about how you change the profile of your project. And I'm going to do that a little bit with this coil that I'm putting on top of my pattern. So remember, our goal when we roll is pinky width. So our coils should be about the size of our pinky. We don't want them really small, and we don't want them really big. And then this looks pretty good. So my next step is to put a coil on top of this. So I need to decide, is this where I want to start to go in? And if I am going in on my project, then I'm going to make a coil that is slightly smaller. So it would go on the inside edge. This is where I would attach it. If I want to make this get bigger, then I would put my coil on the outside edge. And I think I am going to go bigger with this one. So I got a general measurement and I cut it. And now it is time to slip and score. Now that I have this coil slipped and scored, my next job is to come up with my next pattern. What do I want to do next? So I am going to create some rectangles this time. So again, I'm using this coil that I have left over, and I'm creating shapes that are about the same size. This one's a little bit small, so I'll probably stick that back. I'm going to squish that back into the clump so it doesn't dry out on me while I'm working on these. And then I'm going to spend some time shaping these into what I want. So I want this to be more of a flatter square. And I'm going to put this again on the outside edge because I want this to start to get a little bit bigger as I go up. So I kind of squish, squish, and then rotate again. Squish and squish in between my fingers. And remember, this does take a while, right? We got to make these shapes carefully, and we want them to be similar in shape and size. It's not hard, it just takes a while, time consuming. And now that I have these built, I just placed them and they're starting to fall off. But you see how they are placed on the outside edge and they angle out. So that is going to help make this get bigger. I could do the opposite and I could angle them in like this. So they go on the inside edge and they go in, and you can see how that's going to make it get smaller, okay? But you're going to have to do more than just one coil or one pattern that gets smaller or bigger in order to see that change in shape. So again, if now is the time where you have to stop, you're going to pick up your pieces. These aren't even attached. That's okay. Just leave them on there. Pick up your project. You're going to have to peel it off probably. And then Slide it back. If you have to move this to a different place, remember that this is not a sandwich, so you should not be picking it up from here. You want to pretend that this is the most beautiful decorated cake you've ever seen in your life, and you're going to carry it very carefully and keep it flat or standing up. The other thing you want to make sure you do is close in your other clay. And then once again, you're going to want to clean your table. I would not store this in your Ziploc bag, just keep that out so it doesn't get all wet and soft, and then you're ready to go next time.